everybody, welcome back to the Cabral Concept. So glad you could join me here on our Friday review. This is the show where basically anything goes. We go through our updates of the week. Make sure you didn't miss any of this past week's show. Typically, we're doing a product review, of course, from the health-based industry, something that I think that you should know about and that I personally use myself the majority of the time. I often go over a book review and then 2 research studies that I don't want you to miss, things that are happening right now, things that will be happening in just the next couple of years, and you don't want to miss today's on artificial intelligence as well and what's to come. So I have 2 product reviews for you here today. One, my favorite app without a doubt on mindset, calming the mind, calming anxiety, and overcoming traumas that you may have hidden deep inside of you. Another is a brand new oil pulling formula that you want to check out. And one of the reasons I say this is that this is from a small company, and well, let me save that for when we start to dive into it. All right, let's dive into the show. First things first, what I want you to know is this, is that we have not done interviews on the Cabral Concept for about 3 to 4 years. I've decided that this is the year to begin to bring them back. So what I'm going to do is once or twice a month, so not even every week, I'm going to bring you a highly curated conversation. We call them Conversations with Cabral. That's just the category at stevencabral.com/podcast. You can even see the one from a few years back. And what I want to do is specifically connect with experts in their space that have something unique to share with us. Not even just all health. Of course, I'm going to ask them about their health-based routines. There's no doubt about that. But what I want to dig into are fascinating conversations about how some of the top people and experts in the world think and what we can maybe glean from that or draw from them that we can use in our own life. So excited for that. I hope to be bringing you my first one next Friday. So in lieu of a Friday review, you'll actually get a brand new interview. Stay tuned for that. Looking forward to sharing it with you very, very soon. All right, podcast recap for the week. What may you have missed over the past week? 29, that was Monday's episode, The Pygmalion Effect and the Power of Positive Expectation. If you have no idea what the Pygmalion Effect is, or you haven't heard of the Rosenthal Effect, check out that show in order to improve getting your goals so much faster. Honestly, it's night and day when you use this formula. That was episode 2929. 2930 was the serious side effects from antihistamines. Benadryl, Zyrtec, any of those allergy, asthma, etc. medications, you'll want to check that out. All right, next up is weight loss, intermittent fasting mistakes. One big one specifically as to why people will use intermittent fasting and still not be able to lose the weight that they want. Check that out. That was episode 2931. And episode 2932 was just yesterday's show. We went over what to eat when recovering from a cold, flu, or virus. I go through the brat diet, but then I also go through more advanced I would say nutrition protocols that I use in my own life in order to be able to improve my health, especially if I do get sick, or maybe even one of my daughters has a cold. I can feel my body fighting it, and I want to make sure that I don't use up all my energy trying to fight off that cold or for digestion as well. So one thing that I forgot to share with you on that show are the supplements I use whenever I get a cold. They're not ones that I always use every day, but if I have a cold, this is what I do. Get no medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, medical diagnosis, but what I use is at stevencabral.com/the-protocol. That's it. That's for adults. And the children's one is stevencabral.com/children-protocol. All right, let's get started now with our product review of the week. All the links will be at stevencabral.com/2933. I don't actually know if we can get you discounts to these 2 products, but I think we can. We're going to try. And so check out the discounts at stevencabral.com/2933 for more details. The first one is this. It's an app called Prime Mind. I actually recommended Prime Mind a couple years back on the show, maybe 2 years ago, might even be more. But Prime Mind just created a brand new version of their app, and it is by far and away, it came out about 3 months ago now, but I've been testing it for the last couple of months, by far and away, easily the best mindset, motivation, sleep, anxiety app that I've seen. I just want to share with you what it's all about. So you can pick different categories that you think would fit your life really well. Creating better habits, creating a winning mindset, improving your sleep, a 5-minute motivation, how to shift your mood when you're in a low mood, working on calming anxiety with things like box breathing, taking massive action, focusing when you need to study, and breaking through certain financial barriers for you. So it's super interesting. And I'm going to see if I can play one right here. And let's play one on winning mindset. And let's just hear Elliot Rowe take you through his winning mindset. And this is going to be...
As you slowly exhale, releasing any stress, any tension from your mind and body.
All right, I'm going to cap it there. Since I've been listening to these now for the last couple of months, and I've actually personally worked with Elliot Rowe as my mindset and performance-based coach in the past, what I want to share with you is this. Elliot has an extremely soothing voice to help immediately cut down that anxiety, that worry, that overwhelm. And then what he does is he takes you through a self-hypnosis, so not like a stage hypnosis where you're running around like a chicken, none of that. He's actually just putting your body in a more calm, relaxed state where then he introduces to you confidence, calming the mind, improving focus, and so much more. And the nice thing is, these are anywhere just from 5 minutes to 15 minutes. So all of that is available in the Prime Mind app, and usually they have 7-day challenges to get you in that pattern each and every day just for that 5 minutes to 10 minutes. I'll also share with you this, is that it's completely free to get started, which is pretty amazing, right? So check that out. It is the Primed Mind app. It's the #1 app that I personally use, and I love to be able to use it specifically to start the day and sometimes at lunchtime to refocus to get started with that second half of the day. Quick shifts is another great one. If you're stuck in the wrong mindset, you're starting to feel sleepy, you're starting to feel demotivated, that quick shift is a great one, and so much more. He's got one for students, breath work and meditation, how to thrive, how to overcome social anxiety. It's absolutely fantastic. So again, Prime Mind, brand new layout for the whole app. If you've used it in the past, I definitely recommend checking out the brand new one. Great dashboard, history, and even creating your own library. All right, and again, it's on your Android, and it's also on your iPhone as well. Okay, second review of the week. So in lieu, like I said, of a book review, I have so many great books that I want to recommend to you, but I like to, whatever I'm using, thinking about that week, I like to share with you. So this is a company, I think they just reached out on Instagram, and I want to be honest, I probably get 3 to 5 new products a week that people send to me. And I'm super grateful for that. Like literally, it's just like, it's unbelievable that people send me products, but I can't review them all. Like that's the truth is that if people send me a product, if you're thinking about sending me a product, I thank you. I appreciate you. Sometimes I'll do an Instagram story. I'm not always able to do it on a podcast. Sometimes I'm not able to do it at all. And if I don't like the product, I will never speak negatively about it. I think that's a double negative, but I will never speak negatively about it because I don't do that to people. People work really hard to create companies, and 99% of people that create a company are good people, and the product may just not resonate with me, and so I don't share it with my community specifically. But this one was great. Small company, I think just getting started, and I tried the product, and I want to give them a shout out. It is called Magic Mouth Oil Pull. Fun little label, Magic Mouth Oil Pull, and I'm going to share with you the ingredients, all right? Really clean, really simple, and they say start with 3 minutes and work up to 20 minutes for best results. And just like any oil pull, you're going to put in like a teaspoon into your mouth, maybe a little bit more, swish it around again for 3 minutes to up to 20 minutes. I typically never do more than 10 minutes, and then spit it into a barrel, never into your sink because the oil is not good to clog up sinks. Okay, here's the ingredients, and these are all organic. These are literally all organic. Cold press coconut oil, xylitol, neem leaf, neem bark, tea tree oil, peppermint oil, diatomaceous earth. That's it. And all of those, if you were thinking about, oh, how can I create the perfect oil pull? The only other thing is like you might use sesame oil instead of coconut oil. But here's the thing. If you look inside this product right here, and you can already see where I put a spoon in there, is you would not get a solid sesame oil. So using coconut oil makes sense. It absolutely does. And I'll tell you this was fascinating. And I doubt that you ever thought you would hear this come out of my mouth, but I was a child once as well, and I was a child in the 80s. And so if you remember Girl Scout cookies, the chocolate Thin Mints, this tastes like a chocolate Thin Mint when you're oil pulling. But there's no chocolate, but there is mint. There's peppermint oil. But the xylitol, typically you don't want to swallow xylitol, but it can help with an anti-cavity based it's basically a sugar alcohol without any of the sugar, right? It's just the sugar alcohol, and it can help with that. So, and the neem leaf and neem bark, well, these are things that were used in Ayurvedic-based medicine, and tea tree oil is a phenomenal antifungal, antibacterial, antipathogenic, antimicrobial. So it's a great formula. It really is, and it tastes great too. So Magic Mouth Oil Pull, if you're looking for a new oil pull to help with gum and teeth-based cleanliness, you can check it out. I don't even know their website, but I will link it up at stephencabral.com/2933, and we'll reach out to the company to see if we can get you a discount code. All right? All right. Let's get into now our research of the week. We've got 2 research studies for you. The first one is on, let me get all my papers here. Yes, irritable bowel disease and Crohn's disease, I believe. Yes. Okay. So this is important because Crohn's disease and irritable bowel disease in and of themselves are no fun at all, right? Nobody wants to have bloating and gas and inflammation in the bowels. There's no doubt about that. It makes for poor absorption and obviously uncomfortableness, and then of course the inflammation that comes along with it, which is debilitating and can affect the immune system. Well, there's one other reason why you're going to want to get those cleared up as quickly as possible, because now they're finding that those with irritable bowel disease, specifically those with Crohn's disease, had a 13% greater risk for stroke than general population. Risk was stronger for ischemic strokes, which is caused by a blockage, rather than hemorrhagic stroke, which is caused by bleeding, basically internal bleeding there. And one of this is that it makes plaque more likely to cause a blockage from the inflammation created by irritable bowel disease. So what I want to share with you is this, is that there's always a reason why. There really is. In an ideal world, if you have digestive issues, you want to run what's called the Big 3. The Big 3 is going over your food sensitivities from an IgG perspective, your Candida bacterial growth on the Candida metabolic and vitamins test, and then it's also going over whether you have parasites, whether you have H. pylori, or bacterial overgrowth as well. So bacteria and parasite stool test, Candida metabolic and vitamins test, and the IgG food sensitivity test. All of those can be found at stephencabral.com/shop. That just takes you over to our functional medicine practice Equilife, but you don't have to get them from us. So just always keep that in mind. You can work with an integrative health practitioner level 2 anywhere in the world. You can also work with a naturopathic doctor that specializes in digestive-based issues. Let's also not overlook the serious role that stress plays in individuals with Crohn's, colitis, and IBS, IBD. I'd be remiss if I did not recommend that you may also want to look at the stress, mood, and metabolism test, because it's unlikely that you have any one of those 3 without elevated levels of stress too. So I don't want to just work on the parasites, Candida, bacteria, or H. pylori. I'd also like to work on calming the stress. You can do that through lifestyle. You can do that through the whole de-stress protocol, right? And if you haven't got a copy yet of the Rain Barrel Effect, I can't recommend that enough. It is free now. It's completely free. I pay for the book to be printed. You just pay for shipping, and you can find that at stephencabral.com. All right, we've got one more research study for the week, but of course, let me give you where that research was just out of for the IBD and Crohn's. That was out of, it was published in Neurology. All right. So I'm going to link that for you at 2933. The study was headed up by Dr. Jeffrey Berenstein. All right, let's get over a very interesting one, because I'm big. I'm all in on artificial intelligence, large language models, and machine learning, but you have to use it for good, for ethical-based reasons. So that's why I'm all in. How can I help to lead the charge in natural health, natural medicine, and do it in an ethical way? Now, I'm not saying I'm the leader of the movement. I'm certainly not saying that, I'm going to spearhead it. What I'm doing is staying on the cutting edge. That's it. So I'm working with actually engineers and experts in artificial intelligence so that we can use this to keep privacy going, that we can use it in a very ethical way, but also keep in mind, this is going to change the game in terms of natural health and longevity. Completely change it. So we don't want to just throw it out because we're worried about privacy and all that. I don't get me wrong. My team is actually creating what they're calling an AI Cabral right now, where you're going to be able to ask me questions you may have, like on Ask Cabral, and it's going to circle back through 3,000 podcasts that I've recorded, technically 2,933, and it's going to be able to give you that information. And if you're an integrative health practitioner, it's going to be able to go through the hundreds of hours of IHP as a practitioner and get practitioner-based results as well. So I'm excited about this. I mean, I really am, but again, using it for good. Here's an interesting thing that they're using right now, though. And let's see who can get credit for this. This was published in Nature Medicine and done out of the University of Copenhagen. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, this was a Dutch-based study. I remember it being done. And well, let me give you the summary of what it looked for. So basically, they looked. I think it was over 24,000. No, it was 24,000 patients with pancreatic cancer, but they looked at over 3 million different labs. Yes, that's exactly what it was. Why don't I do this? I'm going to link up the study at stephencabral.com/2933 so that you don't have to take my word for it. You can actually see the actual data. But here's what they did. They took all of these people with pancreatic cancer, and then they looked at what were they diagnosed with before pancreatic cancer. And that's not a small study. It's 24,000 people. So they actually looked at the health insurance medical codes as to then match it up with the symptoms, essentially, what they were looking for, why they were running these labs. And what it means is this. They're going to look then at everybody in the future, but for now they looked at 3 million people, and they said, do 80% of the people, are they matching up to these specific things? And so let me just give you some of those that a doctor would be able to think about, but it's difficult for a medical doctor to keep every single one of these things in mind. But if you were, let's say you were potentially dealing with pancreatic cancer, you actually may, previous to pancreatic cancer-based diagnosis, be dealing with some stomach pain or some back pain, or maybe some dark urine or lighter colored stools, or you might be dealing with gallbladder-based issues or type 2 diabetes or blood sugar dysregulation. What's another one? Unexplained weight loss. You might be dealing with unexplained weight loss or vomiting or nausea. And if any of these things started to come up, you may, now that doesn't mean that you have pancreatic cancer, but artificial intelligence would be able to look at these codes and then maybe pop up an alert on your medical doctor's laptop that says, whoa, let's actually run a abdomen MRI to see if this individual may have a pancreatic tumor. I find this to be absolutely fascinating. This is going to save lives. This is going to help with early detection, which gives people much better chance for survival, especially for something as deadly as pancreatic cancer. So again, I'm super fascinated. Stick with the Cabral concept. We're going to be bringing you the latest and greatest in anti-aging and longevity. If you're someone who's already ready to get started, all of that, how to extend your lifespan by 20 years is already in. That is at highperformancehealth.org. Highperformancehealth.org. It is a course for the general public, those really into their health. And it's also, though, you can do it as a certification for personal trainers, for acupuncturists, for chiropractors, for anybody who wants to become a health coach for high performance, really looking at anti-aging. That's at highperformancehealth.org. Hopefully today was helpful. All the links for Primed Mind, the link for Magic Mouth Oil Pull, and the 2 studies will be at stephencabral.com/2933. Have an amazing day, everybody. I'll be back with a brand new Ask Cabral, our Cabral House Calls, starting tomorrow. Take care. I'll talk with you then. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything. Functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.